After 7 years of hard work, she was amused to hear herself called an overnight success. Carolyn wanted to go up on that stage and claim her Oscar, but it was not to be. She lost the award to Miyoshi Umeki for Sayonara. Still, her nomination had brought her plenty of attention.
In Hollywood, winning can be a jinx. It sets up too many expectations for your career. Being nominated is always a good thing. It puts you in a certain class, it puts you in a place in history, and it increases your price and exposure.
After paying her dues for a decade, 27-year-old Carolyn Jones was finally in the Hollywood spotlight. It never occurred to her that she might not stay there. Following her Oscar-nominated performance in The Bachelor Party, Carolyn Jones became one of Hollywood's busiest supporting actresses. She played Mickey Rooney's girlfriend in the hard-hitting crime drama Babyface Nelson, and Natalie Wood's best friend in the Herman Wouk romance Marjorie Morningstar. In 1958, she got her biggest job yet, starring with Elvis Presley in King Creole, a dark tale of New Orleans' criminal underworld.
There were to be many women in Danny's young life, but only two who really counted. Nellie, who knew too little about love. Ronnie, who knew too much.
Ronnie, what are you doing here with this man? How'd you get into this?
How do you get out?
Carolyn got great reviews for her sympathetic portrayal of a mobster's girlfriend. King Creole would go on to be widely regarded as Elvis's best film. The 29-year-old actress moved on to another part opposite a singing superstar, this time Frank Sinatra, in director Frank Capra's A Hole in the Head.
I'm a wild bird.
So?
Free with no tomorrow.
No tomorrow.
I go where the kick's on. When the kicks stop coming, I take off.
Suppose I clip your wings.
Ha!
She was a hit as a wacky beatnik, a comic variation of her character in The Bachelor Party. But Carolyn was growing frustrated, despite the steady work. She couldn't seem to escape the gangsters' malls or offbeat, exotic kooks she was always asked to play.
Carolyn wanted to be a leading lady. She didn't want to go on playing kooky parts, which of course she was fabulous at.
Carolyn began looking for parts that would change her image. In 1959, she was given the script for the big-budget drama Career. She insisted on playing the serious romantic lead, letting a young Shirley MacLaine shine in the eccentric supporting role.
Sam.
Sam.
Oh, what a lovely name. I love that name. You know, the first man I ever completely destroyed was named Sam. He's a hairdresser now.
You're miserable, and I know why. You stepped out of character. You're a good human being. But when you married Sharon, you became the worst thing a person can be, a self-deceiver.
Career was the most prestigious big movie that she did. It was a very quiet, contained performance. She got her probably the best reviews of her career in this movie, but it was a box office flop. And if you're not in a big hit, you can't get to that next level to get the other big parts.
Carolyn was not entirely satisfied with her place in Hollywood, but she didn't mind the lucrative fees she commanded as a sought-after character actress. By now, her husband Aaron was also making money with a new TV show, Johnny Ringo, in addition to his duties on Zane Grey Theater. There would be no more peanut butter sandwiches for the Spellings. The couple built a sprawling 13-room house with sunken tubs, a tennis court, and even a soda fountain. Carolyn had fun playing the movie star, filling her closets with furs and indulging in expensive jewelry.
She felt that it was respectful of those who loved film to be glamorous, to have nice homes, to have something that people fantasized about. I think it was part of her practical plan of what her fans deserved.
She was a contradiction in herself. I mean, you know, she one minute would be in jeans and a t-shirt, and the next minute she would want to be in a Golame gown with a sable wrap.
By 1960, Carolyn and Aaron had reversed their roles, and she was now turning to him for career help. In an era when most movie actresses considered television beneath them, She hoped to showcase her versatility by making several appearances on Zane Grey Theater.
You know, I always thought I should have a painting over this bar. Oh, this has to be a special painting. A very special painting. There's a scene I imagined. New Orleans. A girl standing on the steps of the cathedral in a white dress. Could be it's a wedding dress. It's starting to rain. One of those hot end of April rains. But the girl doesn't seem to notice. She's waiting for the man she loves, you see. He hasn't forgotten. He couldn't have forgotten, could he?
No, he couldn't.
Bride left waiting at the church. It's a very old joke and a very bad one.
But guest spots on TV series did not help Carolyn make the leap to leading lady that she wanted so badly. The Hollywood buzz around the Oscar-nominated actress began to taper off, and she no longer jumped from one film project to the next. As a result, the togetherness she and Aaron had shared in their early days started slipping away. Her career had stalled, while his was skyrocketing. Their marriage began to show signs of strain.
Aaron became more and more successful and more important, and I think that Carolyn's career kind of stagnated. And so I think it was very frustrating for her. And I think it started probably being the main kind of cause of their drifting apart.
In October of 1963, the couple separated. The following August, a tearful Carolyn was granted a divorce in a Santa Monica courtroom. She felt lost and alone and feared that her dream life was unraveling. But she asked for no alimony and expressed no anger or bitterness toward her husband.
Even after they separated, they remained friends. I mean, Aaron was always at her house, their parties, for dinner, and he never really sort of got over Carolyn.
34-year-old Carolyn Jones was at a crossroads in her life. Her marriage was over, and her career was floundering. But she would soon find a leading role to die for. By 1964, Carolyn Jones had turned down several offers to star in television series. But that year, one came along that intrigued her. A weird domestic comedy based on the famous New Yorker cartoons of Charles Addams, called The Addams Family. Carolyn was immediately drawn to the role of the ghoulish matriarch, Morticia, a character strangely tailor-made for her, quirky, intellectual, and terribly glamorous.
I think you think.
I felt that was Carolyn, Morticia Carolyn. It was a good sense of who she was. A little odd, but that's all right.
Once each week, the Addams Family open their home and invite you to join their Addams world.
That's odd.
What's odd, dear?
Didn't know Cousin Imar wore turtleneck sweaters.
The Addams Family premiered on ABC on September 18th, 1964.
Fairy tale. What a lovely name, Grin. How could he write such terrible stories?
In this one year of 1964, you had The Addams Family come on the air. That same month, The Munsters come on the air. That same month, Bewitched came on the air. There seems to be just this weird little cultural explosion at the moment about spoofing sitcoms through the conventions of fantasy and through horror.
That was that nice Mr. Hilliard. He said the school board accepted our ideas enthusiastically.
Really? Well, now, Mr. Hilliard may be right. We may have saved the world.
Do you think we did the right thing?
Veteran stage actor John Astin played Morticia's amorous husband, Gomez. They had a sexual chemistry that jumped off the screen, shocking many viewers used to twin beds and pecks on the cheek.
You remember our honeymoon, Gomez?
Who could forget our first night in Death Valley?
There was a stillness in the air.
Tish.
The moon was full, and that lovely, soft fluttering of bat wings. And that divine cave.
You're so romantic, Tish.